At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Got that some white shit on my hat. You know, we've been partying over here. The ETF has officially been approved. The scam is no longer, and now I think we're going to start seeing a shift over to Ethereum, ETH ETF. But that's a different conversation at a different time. Right now, looking at our bubbles here, it's just a wave of green. But let's look at the hourly, because now, you know, we can start to see, wow, Hex is just separating itself right now. And we saw that last cycle when there was a part of the bull market, the rest of the market kind of cooled off, and Hex just started ripping and just left the market totally decoupled and almost caught Ethereum. A lot of people don't know that. But, man, Richard now coming up with a dream team of attorneys, 11 of them. I mean, what are the odds? 11 attorneys he's got, Illuminati confirmed. Shit's amazing, guys. So we just saw Rand Nooner today on Crypto Banter, giggly, smiley, and just absolutely giddy that Pulsechain was moving. I could tell that little fucker has a bag of Pulsechain and Hex. He's just such a weasel. He wasn't going to talk about it until, you know, it made him look good. But that's not how we are around here. You know, good or bad, I'm here telling you the truth and not going to shill you on any bullshit. So, guys, eHex, I told you, it's undervalued. We're now at a cent. Holy shit. eHex is at a cent now. Other Hex, 1.7. Guys, I was buying this down, holy shit, like, yeah, I was going to say, was it 4? 4/10 of a penny. Like a week ago. And it's funny, it's the same time last year when the Hex did the same thing. So now we're in a bull market. Now we got a lot of potential. I think this thing could really, really start to move and shock some people. But what's shocking to me, guys, is we are 7% away from sacrifice price on Pulsechain. PulseX, 70%. So I think that's 10x more opportunity right there. You know, people I've been working with, they've been asking me, what do I do with some of these profits? What do I do? Buy PulseX and split it into the hexes. You know, I'm staying away from ink. It'll pump, but I got burned on it, so I think I just got some beef with ink overall. But let's check out some of the PRC 20s. Hedron making moves, and Icosa also making moves. Zen up 20%. Zen Classic. Uniswap, Chainlink, guys, everything's moving. This is Hart's Law right here. We get pumps in Pulsechain, Aave starts to move. All this coin's been dead for months. And I was watching this thing. Look at this. I mean, since October 22nd, so 2.5 months, this thing just straight down. And just brutal too. And now Pulsechain pumps, Hart's Law, guys. If you don't know what it is, do some research. Frac shares up 25%, but tiny liquidity. But what I like to see, Teddy, $14 million market cap is now solidifying itself as the meme coin on Pulsechain, the go-to. So I hope you had your bags packed because that shit's going to the firmament. And then PDI and Atropa, same thing. We're seeing the, the Maria wallet or the 414 going crazy out here. She's pumping these Bill Burr and BFF. I don't really pay attention to it. But RFX took a lot of criticism, a lot of FUD. Oh, it's a rug pull. Oh, it's a scam. Da 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 da. And that was right around here in November when it just everything started falling, guys. Every chart looks like this. I mean, let's pull up PDI before it recovered. It's gonna look so similar. No, there you go. Wow, whoop. PDI was even worse. Hey, there you go. But you know what? When you know a coin's gonna be around, there's a team building, there's a community following it. The dips, the bear markets are the opportunities. And we're starting to see that now. People that had their bags packed and are catching these pumps are loving life. And then you have the other side of the crowd where people missed out. And what do you know? They're the ones that are screaming, "Oh, bear market's still here. Oh, Bitcoin's a scam." No, you missed out. Get out the way. So PTGC's pumping too, UpX pumping, Spark Swap. Keep an eye out on this. Chris did a great stream with AJ from over there. And I love this coin. I love what they're doing. And then L1 Dex too, that's building. It's unique. They're just really smart guys over there. And you got to support that. The Fire League Texan, can't forget about Rags. The Ginger Giant over there. Our homie. If I could find the damn coin, my contacts are so full. I can't even see this damn screen. I'm going to have to throw these out and get new ones, guys. I can't see a damn thing. But, yeah, Texans been pumping in the last couple days. I mean, doubled up almost. So that's what we like to see. Shout out Rags. Liquidity is coming in, almost 60K. That's important because volume was low, but liquidity was low. So people were getting nervous that I was talking with and that I had get in. But it's good to see these pumps. People feel better, and you're seeing the community just happy. All of this, the fighting and the drama from whatever, it kind of all got shoved aside, and the greed candles and the happiness and Richard fighting the lawsuit came to the forefront, and that's what you want to see. And then finally, Titan X, guys, is struggling right now, but that's all right. I told all you guys, max miners, and stake out the longer because we were in early. So we're all doing fine. It's temporary noise. And when you see that T rank bonus approaching 750 million, it's going to feel good. So, all right, guys, the bull market's here. We know that. I'm going to stream later tonight at 11. So catch that stream. But for now, we got a special guest joining us. He was on stream with us a couple months ago talking about RFX, his reflection coin, and now they have a new project, Vortex, out. Some new news coming, so glad to have Pulselorian back on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Vibra. Thanks for having me once again. It's always great to connect and talk Pulsechain.
Yeah, brother, for sure. How's everything going with you?
Awesome. So I feel like now that we enter this, mini bull run, mini pump, where Richard Hart addressed his concerns with the SEC, showed that he has a team of lawyers ready to fight back. As we've seen the SAC wallet, dropping in some like close to $4 million into the Pulsechain ecosystem. And I keep an eye on like the Twitter bots, those that keep track of like the big transactions, and you keep seeing like chunks of like 100,000, 200,000 bridging into Pulsechain. That's like the year started off really well, plus our tokens and our community, we're getting even more united, and we're certainly doing like a pretty good performance. And it's however much Pulsechain pumps the best for us, and we're in it for the long run. So yeah, thanks for the intro.
Yeah, bro, for sure. And I know I see the struggle, being a small channel, being shadow banned, it's tough getting out in front of new people. And I'm glad to have you on here. Your RFX, I've been holding it now for months, and I've gotten back a substantial amount of Pulsechain. And now that we're almost back to sacrifice price, it's worth almost double the price. And it just feels good just getting paid now. You know, you forgot you bought that bag so many months ago. You're holding it, and now you're starting to see that passive income come in and just stack up.
Yeah, that's like the idea, like my true vision, like for Pulselorian ecosystem, some of our tokens is that, like RFX, Vortex that you're talking about, is that, once Pulsechain pumps, we grow the community, the price appreciates, you get to, the volume increases, basically we grow, right? You can get to a point where you can basically live off the passive income, live off that pulse without ever having to sell your RFX, right? And then imagine that there's going to be like people that are going to be like so well off, that they'll have more pulse available to even buy more, RFX, and remove more out of the market, help the price and not have to sell it, so all of these passive income protocols that we've been building, we have like novative features on bringing them over to Pulsechain, and they're built with delayed gratification, scarcity, yield, yield in the best assets that you want to receive, benevolent type of measures and mechanisms built into the protocol to help buy and burn, add more liquidity. And so it's been really interesting to see how it's all been unfolding, and how we've been hanging in there with this whole like bear market 2 years, of like constant like FUD and like people like upset, that they're not seeing their Pulsechain gains and Richard Hart and all of that. So it's been very exciting. We can talk about anything specific if you want me to.
Yeah.
Drill.
So I saw like I saw the FUD, and it was I think completely unwarranted. There's code, and then there's lies. Like the blockchain doesn't lie. You can't. You see the numbers right there, and they are what they are. And then you see people on social media fudding it, and every chart dumped like crazy, whether it was PDI, PTGC, Atropa, everything that ran up hard, it comes back down. And that's just how it is in the bear market. And it was like throwing gas onto a fire. And it was unfortunate to see. And I think people started like pulling liquidity, getting scared. But now I was looking at it, and the liquidity, I think it was down close to like 30K a month or so ago. And I just looked at it today, and I think it was up close to 70,000. Yeah, 68,000 on the Pulse V2 pair. So that's more than double of what it was, a
Yep.
month or so ago. And that's what you want to see. And these coins, Coach was on the stream a week or so ago, and he was showing us in a lot of different pairs. I bet you could do it.
Yeah.
Dex
And,
tools.
and
Where
one thing, one additional comment to pertaining what you said, Vibra, it's that I think the height of our liquidity, even though we're a small project, it's like when we reached close to 1 million cap, we had about 120K in liquidity. Yet now we're at 75% of that cap, right around 260K, but we have 70K in liquidity. So the liquidity is more than half that initial value, right, of the peak of liquidity. So it actually shows that it's getting stronger.
Yep. So here's the smaller pool that's just the RFX and USDC on Pulsechain. And you can see here that out of the last like 15 transactions, only one was a human.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have these liquidity pairs, you don't need humans to do anything with these reflection coins. And you have the bots that just come through and just slowly feast on it. So when there's lower volume, well, that one pool, okay, but when you have 20 different pools that have $500 in volume, that's way more effective than having two pools with 10K.
Yep, totally, totally. And if you scroll up, just to give like a little bit of perspective to maybe viewers that are new to the protocol and to our effects and our guild, if you could just scroll up a little bit to the top. So RFX was is a 3 month old protocol, right? I think it got launched in October, if I'm not mistaken. And if you've seen like our achievements, I mean, even though we're a small project, right, it's nothing but amazing because this protocol was launched right from scratch. Basically $500 or so, a couple $100 in liquidity, and we did that so that everybody had same fair chance, to buy in, snag a decent position with a few $100. And we saw within 2 weeks this protocol reach $1 million, with $120,000 in liquidity. And in the span of like these last 3 months or so, we burnt 18.5% of the supply, which is, I obviously I look at the metrics of different protocols. I don't see people that like burn this amount of coins in such a short time. Obviously, we had a couple of things working in our favor. Our NFTs that were creating buy pressure, but it's like $50,000, burnt, and then we were able to distribute over 500 million pulse, $50,000 as well in passive income.
Yeah,
And
500, almost 540 million now, bro.
yeah,
That's a lot, guys. Think about that. That's it's a
yeah,
lot more than Pulse than I own.
yeah, and there was some fun naturally, right? Pulsechain is tribalistic. All of crypto is tribalistic. People are trying to protect their
Hmm.
communities. They're trying to bring that direct economic energy to their ecosystems. So that's understandable. And then we did had an issue at launch, when deploying the contract, but that got resolved. So yeah, I mean, the price chart usually in the communities, they tell the story. Our code is public so that everybody can verify what they're interacting with. I personally don't interact with any protocols that I put on the address on the blockchain scanner and I see that the contract is not verified. I can't really see what that contract is doing, even though it might be seeming like benevolent and kind of stuff. It's not that hard to verify a contract. This is one additional command that you do. And
You guys are already renounced, so
yeah, it
that's
was
not even an issue with
announced.
RFX.
Yeah, we renounced the admin keys, and we burnt the liquidity as well. And you know, RFX, as long as a lot of our other protocols, we have this unique feature that we actually incentivize liquidity providing. Right, people earn double the rewards for providing liquidity, and that's actually what we want people to do. One is like safer way to be in the market. It's like less risk. Obviously there's less upside potential too, but you're essentially averaging yourself out of the market on the way up, the way it's supposed to be. And you're actually putting your coins up so that new entrants can come in. It's not like a whale hoarding up the coins so it can dump on top of everybody, right? So we show our faces. We're trying to build like a true community that understands like crypto, the cypherpunk movement, all of that. What Richard Hart has basically shown us, we're trying to emulate that, but bringing in different products. It's a blockchain. It can sustain hundreds, thousands of projects, right? So and like one of our community members says, there's a lot of like different like games to play, and these games can offer different types of rewards. So the
Hmm.
that's just my opinion. Like we wanna like encourage new smaller upcoming projects, that because that's a lot of like where you can really make that like huge gain, like that 100x. It's a lot easier on like smaller projects. and
Yeah,
and
bro.
we see-
I'm with you, bro. So I've had Zach on here from PRS,
yeah,
PTGC, you guys on here. So I think these guys are
they
pretty
they are awesome.
um they understand the reflections, and each one is just a little bit different. You know, I hold PRS, I hold PTGC, and I hold RFX, and I'm gonna get a bag of VRX for sure because it's very similar to RFX, except one major difference. Instead of paying back Pulsechain, it gives you back PulseX. And I love that because I was just looking at a stat over there where Pulsechain is down 7% from sack rate. PulseX is down 70% from sack rate. So I think that's 10 times more opportunity. I could be wrong, but I think PulseX is people are sleeping on it right now. So to have a proven code, a proven contract that's renounced, that if people understand it and they just provide liquidity with these coins and their favorite other altcoins, whether it's Texan, whether it's Hex, whether it's, you know, any altcoin, Rob, whether A1A, anything, the more pools that are out there and the more bots you can get to come through, all of us can just hodl our bags and just sit back and watch these things go up. That's what they're designed to do. So when people understand that, that light bulb goes off. And now you have two coins, one that pays you Pulse, one that pays you Pulse X. So I love it, bro.
Yeah, and I was gonna go like and add a little bit more to your point, and I think like a lot of it is like getting in early, right? You want to get into these new promising like protocols where you're kind of diversifying, placing your bet, you know, like a little bit of your portfolio to try to, you know, get some yield. You have to get in early, right? Because getting in early, you know, although it seems scary because, you know, the community is smaller, there isn't as much liquidity, that's where it's the maximum opportunity that you're getting, you know, after it's pumped like 10x. Like VRX as an example, like see, we had like a pump at the start. People kind of sold it off like they do with their usual pump. Then it basically was dragging there for a month, right? At that like, you know, $30,000 market cap range, $40,000 market cap range. And then boom, in a span of 10 days, it jumps up to 228K. It was all
228, yeah.
over 300K actually, you know, at the all-time high, if you check the price there. So that's basically an 8x, you know, in a span of a week, you know, 10 days. So 8 times your capital. And, you know, people in general, just my humble opinion, and I've been guilty of that. You know, we get impatient. We see other things pumping, and we think we're in the wrong place. But, you know, like it's where you're watering the garden. You know, that's makes it like the flowers look nicer. You know, sometimes we're looking at, you know, grass is always greener on the outside, right? Yeah, and this is to be honest, this is like a lot of like community doing the work, you know, the community pushing it, like you know, pushing like doing Twitter spaces, and, you know, like pushing like some pump parties and trying to engage and bring people's attention. It was awesome. Yeah, I mean, reflected 170 million PLSX as well, and I mean, you're in a protocol where you're earning some passive income, but the passive income itself that you're earning, you know, you're in a coin that could easily 10x, 20x, 50x. Who knows? We just saw it like recently, you know, do 100% in a week. So that doubled your passive income. Not to mention like the potential price appreciation. And, you know, these protocols, you're getting scarcer over time. Yeah, with that said, you know, like we've seen a lot of like potentials. We included that ROI calculator on the website. You can kind of have an idea like of, you know, putting different volume metrics. What could you expect in terms of yield? You know, run a couple of scenarios. Yeah, and yeah, we're bringing in more products as well, which I cannot talk about it right now. But very, 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 very soon, to enhance the value of these RFX, VRX, BIX, all of our protocols even more. You know, there's three
Yeah.
new different
Yeah, I didn't even
products.
talk about DIX. That's right.
Yep.
So that pays you
The
back the
dye,
die that is $1 or the P die.
the
The
dye
dollar,
that's
right?
from Ethereum, $1. So that's like,
Yep.
dye from Ethereum, a real dollar. That coin specifically, this protocol, I think would be very valuable. Once things start pumping, and we're at a higher price range, because people, they will start wanting to earn like and put their money more in stables. So why not hold a protocol that's paying you in stables, and you're kind of like building a position where you're holding stable coins as you're expecting the market to potentially drop.
Yeah. No, I like that because I gotta calculate the exact number, but I gotta assume like I think I bought like $100 worth of RFX when I got in, and I know I've gotten back I think like 75,000 Pulsechain, which is probably like what's that now? Maybe $8. So that's almost 8% in 2 months. So times that by six, that's like almost 40 something percent a year. And
Yeah,
that's not, that's pretty impressive, bro. So if,
yeah.
if these
And
things add up
you
quick.
and then did you get in like day one, or like was that like day three?
No. No, it was probably I think probably like a week in.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the thing. If you hadn't gotten in like day one, you'd have probably have made back your investment, because day one to like day three, day four, that's when the activity, the volume is the highest, and then it's like really distributing a lot of rewards. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can check like some of the wallets. On the website itself, on the front page, there's like a little input box. You can literally check, every single holder of this protocol, how much they earned over time. And then you
Really?
can usually yeah, like right on right on like check earned die, for example, there on the bottom left.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought you had
Yeah.
one that had like a
Oh,
list
no,
up there so you could.
no, yeah, we
Okay,
don't
yeah.
have that. We don't have that. But
No,
yeah,
no,
you can
I like this a little more. I'm throwing that out there. I don't. We don't need everyone's
look.
stats up there.
Yeah, but it's just a way to, like, if you're interested, like there's people that want to dive deeper. But you can like check, how much that guy put in like at that time, and you can check how much he earned. And like I've seen like people probably making back their whole investment if they were like in from like day zero, day one, from just purely reflections alone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's because they got in at like, but there's still moments, market changes, and then like things pick up and volume starts picking up a lot, and then our market goes a little bit more dormant, and then activity diminishes. But it's the DCA, it's the long run, it's the community doing the work that grow these protocols.
Okay. So I don't know what the hell I just did over there. Yeah, no, dude.
Definitely
That
all
that
like definitely all admin key free kind of stuff, liquidity burned. Protocols, like if devs took anything when deploying, it was like 5% of the supply. And recent events, we even see they uh, devs divest of those 5% of the supply and burn it. So it's pretty much as fair as it gets. In terms of like our
all
launch
right.
distribution
All right.
model.
I'm gonna
Yep.
do it, bro. Am I gonna embarrass myself here? Am I lying
Yeah.
on stream, or have I been a long time hodler?
Yeah.
126,800. Okay, wow. So that's way up, bro. I thought I was at like 75K. Okay, never mind. So 126,000 pulse. So that's like right now almost like $11. So I'm at over 10% basically of my investment into this thing. That's unbelievable.
Yep. Yep. And I don't know about price, but yeah, there's like, depending on the price, it can also be up on your like, investment
I'm
itself.
I think I think I've got in actually on this dip. It ran up and I waited for the dip. So I think I bought in around like 3,500. Now that I remember, I think it was like around here.
Down,
So
down
I might
a
be
bit.
down a tiny bit, but I don't care about. I'm a long-term thinker for this. I understand where Pulse is going. Like if Richard wins this case and Pulsechain just shoots up, we can all just sit back and smoke cigars and watch the price of all these coins that have their fattest liquidity pair with Pulsechain just pump.
Exactly. I think you nailed the point. We really have to like keep like in long term, like wide perspective, because what we're doing, we're seeing that the world is changing. You know, things are gonna migrate to like some sort of like blockchain digital asset. You know, as we're already like super digital type of society, right? Worldwide,
Yep.
these protocols are open 24/7 worldwide for anybody to access them, right? We have, you know, it's like 70K in liquidity. You know, we grow the community by, you know, like let's say 10
Just
20.
that's just this pool, bro. You got to add all the other pools too. I saw like 20 of them in there, so it's probably over 100,000 with all of them, or close to it.
Yeah. There's a lot more because it's in other pools. But then you imagine you grow like, you know, get 20 new members into the guild, the community that really believe in the ethos and what we're trying to achieve, because it's basically good for the world, right? And then and then they have like, you know, maybe they drop in 5K 10K each, boom, like what do you think will happen to the price? And that's just like such a tiny perspective. You know, when you extrapolate that in like a year, 2 years, 3 years, and with Pulsechain's success, you know, and we all of us are projects like PTGC, right? Texan, you know, PRS, you know, and all of those eyes and economic energy flowing into the chain. You can imagine what will happen. You know, it's just such a good opportunity. But as always, not financial advice. You know, do your own research.
Bro, that's so cool. Like that's awesome. Like the fact that you're getting back, it's the ROI is a lot, bro. That's impressive, and I'm actually after I get to get some VRX because I want, I wish I was stacking hundreds of thousands of Pulse X. I really think so. When Pulse first launched, I swapped a majority of my Pulsechain into Pulse X because I thought, or the opposite because I knew people were gonna dump it. Everyone I talked to said, I miss Pulsechain, I'm gonna dump Pulse X. So I waited, and then sure enough, Pulse X dumped, and then I switched from Pulsechain into Pulse X at that bottom, and then it ran up again, and now you can just ratio trade Pulse and Pulse X and just move from Pulse to Pulse X and Pulse X to Pulse at the right time, and you could increase your bags massively with literally doing nothing. And people, they don't understand that. And when you combine stuff like that with where just simple swapping Pulse and Pulse X, when you understand the ranges, that thing's going to move from 2 to 4. So if you can catch it there, anywhere 2 to 2.5 or 3.75 to 4 around there, it's so easy. And then you combine that with just hodling a bag of RFX and VRX. Now you're earning passive income. And then if you understand liquidity and you can find a good pair that's maybe volatile if you want it or stable if you want it, but towards the bottom where both of them are going to run up, now you're earning rewards on there and you're not going to get crushed to a permanent loss. If you understand when to put your liquidity in at what prices. And bro, I see the vision, and I'm trying to enlighten people as best I can, and it just takes time, bro. Like you guys survived the RFX, made it through all the FUD, through all, there was not many people on Twitter 3 months ago in crypto Twitter, and if they were there for drama and talking shit, and you guys got thrown under the bus completely unfairly. Like I don't know how you can relate a meme coin that it just didn't catch on. How many failed meme coins are out there? 99.999% fail. So wow, you take a risk on a meme coin and it doesn't work out. Who cares? Like you can't even compare that to a project that is a great project with a renounced project with $100,000 in liquidity. Like people are just so stupid, man. And I hope that people can see through the nonsense and start supporting people who are out here that are showing their face, that are in the community, that are trying to build communities and not do it in a way that talks shit to other people, or you're doing it the right way.
Awesome, Viber. I appreciate all of those great things you said, and yeah, you've nailed it. Yeah, we're just here trying to build, trying to bring value, and our products are unique, So, yeah, and and I think like sometimes it's just people like sometimes like they take time, to like some people, let me rephrase that, some people are natural, like they dive deep, they want to like and that's how you end up with those guys that are really like early into Bitcoin, Ethereum. But like in general, like people like they'll like see it, it will go over their heads, they'll see it a second time, they're like, oh, what is this? And then they'll see it the third time, and then like, okay, I definitely need to check this. So it's that matter of like just keeping like building good things, trying to like build good community, gain trust with your community. And I think at this point, right now, I actually had like really good news. Cannot give details, but we're working with another project. They want us to develop their contracts, so that's pretty cool. Because they trust, like that we're building like actually legit contracts that can be trusted, secure. So yeah, that's super exciting.
That's awesome, bro. That's like validation for you guys that
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
we're doing the
yeah.
right thing,
That
even
grows a
though
community.
people, yeah.
That grows a community because like we like HOA, they helped us so much, like PRS, they helped us, so it's great. Yeah.
That's how it should be, man. Like, there's no reason why PRS or HOA or any of these guys should talk shit. Like, you guys are doing, it's completely different. Like, PRS was the original one that came out, and then you guys stepped it up a little bit. PTGC created theirs with a little bit of a like everybody did it a little bit differently, but there's room for everybody if people understand that and do it right. If you understand how these things work, and okay, instead of just holding my bag, I can provide some liquidity with it, and maybe they'll create some arbitrage for the bots, and that can stabilize price, and maybe that would not trigger some people's sell orders on the next dump. And like, you just never know what doing positive things for the community can do. And yeah, bro, that's why I'm a hodler, and I'm here just for the ride. And it's
Nice.
fun to be around people and build out relationships and build the communities and have people to like send memes to, and we're going to the firmament and this, and it's just fun, bro. That's what crypto's about.
Nice. Yeah, that's, I mean, like we like this is an opportunity for us, to be on your channel, because you have like a voice, you're in touch with like people, a lot more than like sometimes the dev that's just like coding the contract. So yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, bro. So do you want to talk about the NFTs a little bit? So I know you
Yeah,
were talking in the green room
definitely.
that there might be some changes coming up.
Definitely. Yeah, so we did experience, one of it's crypto, even if you have good intentions, you run into like hurdles and like, like unfortunate, unforeseen type of events. It's all new tech we're learning. So we did run into an issue with our NFT contract where it interacted with a marketplace contract, and this marketplace contract, it was somewhat like faulty. It didn't, our NFTs like primarily designed to distribute PLS based on the RFX that they hold in the contract. So this NFT marketplace contract, it wouldn't accept the PLS distribution, and it would not return the NFTs to the user. So so that PLS distribution for the rest of the holders it got jammed, because it would get stopped in that faulty marketplace contract. So like how we steered that situation around, obviously we had to fork the NFT contracts, and we funded it with VRX instead. So you still keep your NFTs, you still keep like earning yield, actually possibly even more yield than before, because VRX uh, fee system is a little bit higher than the RFX, so it actually distributes more whenever somebody sells. So even if the volume on VRX is less, for example, on the RFX, not the case right now, so it's actually like 5 times as much right now, but you get more yield and the story, right? So, and you get yield instead of PLS, you're gonna get it in PLSX, which is for some people, I know there's preferences for PLS, but it's an equally great coin, if equally great liquidity, So, and for those people that want to convert, they can convert on the spot when they receive, some PLSX. So we funded that contract right after this hurdle with 5% of the supply of VRX, and that's like $10,000, more or less, and probably more than $10,000, and that's $10,000 of value of economic energy that's coming out from like devs pockets, to the community, because we believe in this. We're not interested in like hoarding up these coins to dump on somebody later. We're actually interested in seeing this project grow, succeed, see what the community can make out of it. So yeah, it's like it's amazing. It feels really nice, and we've seen like even during that hurdle, like people are still minting, and that's like burning so much of our current tokens, and it's economic energy that goes into these protocols and never leaves, in a way that it benefits all the holders, right? So that's why we've seen these like drastic amount of burns, like 18.5% burn in a protocol that's been launched for 3 months, and now we've seen like 10% burn, thanks to this hiccup, but in a protocol that's been out for a month. And as of now, everything it's been working flawlessly, and yeah, it's just exciting. I think every single project out there in Pulsechain, we're in it for like like a really really like great year. I think B Roots was mentioning, Year of the Dragon is most prosperous type of like successful type of year for people in general. Yeah, and a whole good that you highlighted that. Yeah, whole ethos of our community, our creed is, it's that we chose that Mandalorian type of figure. Some people can relate to that, other people that's kind of new, but it's basically battle tested guild, clan of like loyal, warriors, because that's what we have in like crypto, is like people that are really battle tested, that seen their portfolios like move like up and down like 90%. And yeah, it says like loyalty to the guild is life. If you don't have loyalty, then you have no purpose. It's just some person that's coming in, dropping a change, and leaving like a quick buck for the true holder, true believer. Yep. Damn, and Pulse Chain is like going up even more.
Almost back to sacrifice, bro. We're getting there.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh yeah. All right, let me get the update. Yep, RFX, bro. Nice. Everything, bro, is moving. I love to see it. Vortex, a little bit of a dip, but you know what, guys? That's there's opportunity. And obviously, someone just took profits. Someone dumped it down, but it's bouncing back.
Yeah,
and
and
you
it's
like to
natural.
see.
Like we went up eight times, right? Yeah, like look, when you take it out of the chart, it's ridiculous how like we completely dwarfed that first pump, the first movement.
Yeah, it did a 10x from basically from launch to the top, and then probably dipped down 50%. So guys, it's not. We're still so early. People. I heard guys on the mainstream today saying people were still early to Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, with those liquidity pools, right? It's like $36,000 in liquidity. Like if you double that liquidity, let's say you get new investors, each one drop in $1,000, which is very reasonable amount. You double that liquidity, right? And we all know that once you double the liquidity, you just don't double the price. You usually like 4x, 5x, sometimes 8x, 10x the price. So it's exponential the way things move.
Yeah, bro. There's over 80,000 in liquidity in here, so that's not bad. And the thing that I want to show people is just going to this USDC pool and just looking at the transactions, they're all bots. And I'd imagine if people went out there and did that same thing and created random pools with coins that they liked, I think the same thing would happen where you would start to see more bots going through. So keep that in mind, guys. It is risky. You can suffer a permanent loss, but if you want to try to find coins that move similarly, you want, sometimes you don't want that volatility.
Yeah, and we are, like, to your point, right? We're incentivizing, these different pairings. Like, we have our farms as well. I think you covered on your last stream. And yeah, so if you see, even if you scroll down like to Pulse X, I think it's still yielding like pretty decently. It dropped
25% on the Pulse X pair.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have our farms. This is a way to also incentivize people to, provide liquidity into different tokens, earn some yield, and then you can foster these arbitrage opportunities, these bots moving around the protocols, because they eventually burn and then they leave more reflections. They leave more passive income behind. They leave the protocol more scarce, more valuable. So
Pulse rep,
yeah,
wow, 124%. It's like
our farms
that's one that I'd be nervous with that one, because Pulsechain is just outperforming ETH so much is that you get wrecked on one side. So that, for certain people that want to if you want to accumulate wrapped ETH for some reason, and you want to dump Pulse, you go into that pool. If the opposite way, if you want to accumulate Pulse and PDI's pumping, like, there's ways where you could take profits into these coins through liquidity pools if you know what you're doing. So it's more advanced, but it's stuff that you learn once you just start messing around with this stuff. And Pulsechain, the gas is so cheap, where on Ethereum you can't come and just take $5 and mess around. You would end up spending $50 in gas to do the transactions on Ethereum. So on here, you can mess around with small amounts and learn. And if it goes bad, you're not, forcing yourself to have to use higher amounts like over on ETH. It's just, I just love Pulsechain, bro. And I just think,
Yeah,
I think we're just a year ahead of at least of the masses.
I think, yeah, Pulsechain is actually, you can actually transact on Pulsechain. These other protocols, Ethereum, I'm sorry, you can't. It's not fun.
No.
You have to pay, like $50 to just move your money around. And most of the people, let's be honest, they can't afford, like, investing, like $500, And even if you're doing that on Ethereum, like, you're paying like $50 in, $50 out, like, you're boom, 20% of your capital is gone. And I think
I just want to correct Matrix here that he's spreading misinformation at FUD. He's actually wrong. That number's now 539 million. Matrix, not 538. So please, this is a no FUD zone.
Yeah. Close. And then I think you had a good point. Like, a lot of people are risk averse too. If you're like really risk averse, just get a brand new MetaMask, brand new wallet, because you think it's like a new, not trustworthy product, and you put in like $10, $20, and you have enough to, it's money that won't make any difference into your life, and you can learn, and then you can see how these protocols like really work, without any fear. That's really, really great point, Vibro.
Yeah, bro. It's nice, bro. I talked to a lot of people here, and I've been in crypto now for, I'm not going to count 2018, but 2019, and it's been almost 6 years. So you could see people that are willing to dox themselves, put their neck on the line, take criticism, face it, grow, build through it. With the NFTs, you just had something that didn't go right, and you ended up turning it into a positive. And it's like, that's what you want to see. Those are the people you want to support. And I'm glad that I have been holding my RFX, and I'm definitely going to get a bag of VRX now that we talked about. I understand it a little bit more, and You know, we're almost at 1,000 holders for RFX, and it was 400 or 500 last time I looked. And it's growing, and that's what you want to see, man. It's all you can. It's all you can do is support people that have good intentions, that are trying and building in the community. And when you do that, good things tend to happen.
Yep, definitely, and like 100 liquidity providers, right? That's also so important. Like our liquidity is really, decentralized. Because not even though like majority of it's burnt, right? When we launched the protocol, I think I don't remember the exact figure, but it's the majority, right? And then yeah, you want to keep the liquidity decentralized, so like no one single actor can really affect how much you can sell or buy from the protocol. So 100 people, it's a really good number.
Yeah, dude. Good stuff, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, and as I said, cannot give like much details as of now, but I know like there's gonna be like probably like 3 different products that we're probably gonna be launching very soon, that they're gonna even enhance the value for these protocols even further. So I think us in tandem with all other projects, legit projects that are offering building something lasting, with doxed founders, that we're incredibly like well positioned, because I mean Pulsechain is ripping, and it's the best chain to be at. Best community, best founder, most trusted, battle tested code. One of the most decentralized, probably cheapest. I think it's cheaper than Polygon, it's cheaper than Binance, it's cheaper than Avalanche. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want to celebrate before time, but we're doing like we're really well positioned.
Yep.
But again, not financial advice. Things can go wrong. Do your due diligence, as always.
Mm-hmm. And that's the beautiful thing about Pulsechain is if you don't understand liquidity, you want to get into it, you could throw $5 in there and mess around. And if you want to, learn how these reflections work or whatever, you can do it with small amounts. You can start from scratch and learn. And I'm all about passive income here. It's what I preach. Utility cryptos and then if they pay you back, that's even a bigger bonus. And I'm glad to have you on here. This project has been doing well. I'm super happy, even though I'm down a little bit since my entry point. And that's fine. I don't care. I see where this is going in the long term. And hopefully you guys out there understand that too. And try to support people that are building and are gonna be here. They're not just gonna they're people that are doxxed, you don't even know who they are, probably gonna disappear. People that put their neck on the line, their face out here in public and face criticism, those people tend to come out ahead more often than not.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Vibra. That's why it's always good to connect. I like all of us, people who are in Pulsechain. We are ahead of the curve. Nobody is like bridging tokens into other chains. It's a small group of like innovators and people like visionaries and people who really see what this like technical financial tech revolution is going, and they can like visualize like this is probably going to succeed, this is probably not going to succeed, I need to dive deeper, I need to learn more. Because let's face it, like the masses, like crypto is still so small, still such an infancy. There's just still so much opportunity, and the people who are gonna reap the benefits is the people who are doing the work, like not necessarily like building projects or channels, but like diving deep and learning. It doesn't take,
Learning. Yeah,
yeah, it
learning.
doesn't take long to set up a MetaMask hardware wallet, like liquidity pools, bridges, because all of that is going to be the way everything is, happening in our society right now. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be needed because the dollar, it's just gonna print more. Like things are just gonna get more expensive, and the only assets where you have true sovereignty, you have true ability to transact, to move your money around uh, and hold that value and generate more value, give you more yield. It's crypto Pulsechain. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
bro. Good. So good stuff, guys. So if you guys aren't following Pulselorian, definitely give him a follow on Twitter at the Pulselorian, and then pulselorian.com. The website has the information to the Telegram group, and it's the main group here. And then there's an RFX VRX group. I'm in there. So if you want to join that, I'm in there as well. And, it's, you start small, guys, and you build. And it's opportunity when you get in early. And if you missed out on RFX, Vortex is a great opportunity right now. I mean, we're down about 50% from the top, and it looks like we're ready to start moving up. I could be wrong, and it could come down and consolidate again. But with Pulsechain moving like this, I don't know. I feel like this time might be a little bit different, but that's what we love crypto for. You got to be ready for anything. You got to be ready for nasty dips. You got to be ready for huge pumps, but that's what we're here for, baby.
Yep, totally. Yep. Yeah. As I said, like I think the liquidity in all of these projects, ours and even other projects, and even Pulsechain itself, is just so small still. Like our projects and the other projects, that are not Pulsex Hex, it's ridiculously tiny. It's sometimes a couple $100,000 or maybe tens of thousands of dollars, and you don't need like much funds or the community grow that much for you to really make a huge price movement and give people like the opportunity to cash out what would be maybe not make you a millionaire, but like life-changing gains, and obviously a millionaire in the long term
Yep.
if things work out. But Pulsechain itself like was like $20 million in liquidity, a few, like probably a lot more after this run up. But
Yeah.
that was what, like $3-4 million that sparked this huge run up.
Mm-hmm.
And $3-4 million, it's a lot of money, but it's maybe what one guy with like deep pockets can do. Imagine
Compared to
like,
what's left in that wallet, it's
yeah,
not much.
yeah. And imagine like what's in that wallet. Imagine like like 10, 20, 30 other like individuals with deep pockets. You've seen like Gary Woods,
Mm-hmm.
like all like those guys. And then bridging in people like Pulsechain hitting like the highlights and like dispelling all the FUD. We're really well positioned. But again, not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. But like the best place to be at in crypto. So
100%. I'm with you 100%, bro. And we're in for some exciting times here. Richard's now fighting. The ETF is here. The ETH ETF will be next up, I think. And then we'll see him through altcoins one by one, maybe Solana, XRP. And we're in for an unbelievable cycle, guys. So pack your bags, diversify into the best projects you think are out there, and hodl them, I would say, at least through 2024. And no one knows what's going to happen in the future, but in 3 months from now, we'll have a better idea. 6 months from now, 9 months from now, we'll probably have a better idea how long this bull run's going to last. But be prepared for anything. Give Pulselorian a follow. Get your VRX. Get your RFX. And we'll see you guys at the firmament.
yep.